into the warm-up for today's workout. All you're gonna need for this workout is a yoga block or a small stack of books, something that you can elevate one knee from. So once you've grabbed your yoga block, let's go ahead and get started with today's about 5 to 6 minute long warm-up. So coming into a tabletop position, we're gonna start on the left side. So place your left knee on top of the yoga block, and we're gonna shift our weight over to that left hip to find a hip shifted position. So we're here, we're gonna shift our weight over. You'll feel a little bit more of a stretch here in this elevated glute, and maybe a little bit of a stretch in the down leg inner thigh. And then from here, I'm gonna drop my belly to the floor, so arch in the back, and then exhale, pull belly to spine to round in the back. You may feel a little bit more of a stretch in the back side of the body, and just moving through these pelvic tilts. So drop the hips down and then round in the back, keeping that weight shifted over to that elevated hip. So towards that left hip is primarily where we're feeling most of the stretch happening. And you may feel a little bit of a stretch in the right leg's groin or like upper inner thigh as well. In 5 seconds, we're gonna put weight into that left leg and we're gonna drive that right knee up, straight and down. So go ahead and drive the right knee up and then straight down. So keeping the legs parallel towards one another. We're gonna feel a little bit more of a stretch happening in that little glute area, but a little bit of strengthening as well. So keeping the legs together. You can keep the toe down on the floor too if that's helpful for you. Now drop that knee and we're gonna reach up with that left hand towards the ceiling and then come back down, drop belly to the floor, round in the back, reach up to the ceiling, keep weight in that left hip, and then come back down. So moving through some pelvic tilts, but now we've added a little bit of rotation. Keeping that weight to the left side. And now we're gonna switch to the right side. So left knee is gonna stay on the floor, right knee is gonna come on top of that yoga block. And then we're gonna shift the weight over to that right hip. So now we feel most of the stretch kind of in this deep hip pocket. Pressing the inner left thigh down, so we might feel a little bit of a growing stretch, but it may not be super intense and that's okay. Go ahead and drop the belly to the floor, feeling maybe more of a stretch in this elevated hip. Exhale, pull belly to spine, and you might be feeling it more in like the lower back, mid-back area. And you don't have to find your deepest expression of either position. Just a little bit of movement is fine here. We're focusing more on feeling that pelvis rotate on top of the femur head. So we're finding internal and external pelvic rotation and some anterior and posterior pelvic tilting. So the elevated hip is in a more closed hip position. So we have more internal pelvic rotation on the elevated side. The bottom leg is more open hip position or external rotation. Go ahead and drive the left knee straight up and then straight down. So keeping those thighs parallel towards one another. If you need, the left toe can stay on the floor or you can totally hover the leg up and down. If you're dealing with more back pelvic pain, doing these type of movements can really help you feel a little bit more comfortable because it's helping to improve that pelvic mobility and stickiness. And then place that knee down, lift that right arm up towards the ceiling, come back down, drop belly to the floor, round in the back, reach up to the ceiling, come back down, drop belly to the floor, and just alternate between the two. So make sure we're in that rounded position, we're keeping weight into that right leg. With thoracic rotation, finding a little bit more of a round in the back can really help you find a little bit deeper of a twist without forcing it. So none of these mobility exercises and none of the strength exercises in the workout should we be like forcing or torquing ourselves into different positions. And that concludes today's warm-up.